What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Universal Studios Hollywood this week. How about we head inside the park and check it out? What's up, everybody? Dylan here. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm doing a good old-fashioned voiceover today because it was pretty windy at the park, and creatively I was a little frustrated with some of the recording, so I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and go old school and do some voiceover work. But yeah, here's a current look at the Secret Life of Pets project in the upper deck right next to Despicable Me and Walking Dead. You can see that the entire outer perimeter of this attraction has been tarped up, and they are actually installing the outer pieces of all of the walls. And you can see through that green scrim that they have been installing the framing for all the outer walls as well. And the next step after this is just drywall, and I'm sure they're putting more insulation and working on a lot of electrical. So that project's working pretty quickly. Looking down at the lower lot from the lookout point, which is right next to Despicable Me, you can see that they are continuing work on the foundation for that Super Nintendo area that's supposed to be going next to Transformers, and it's a huge foundation, so I'm very curious to see how that show building will shape as time progresses. Here's just another angle of that after the first escalator, and also taking a look at the area that is the Jurassic World construction site. They are finishing up a lot of the planters, and they are still working on that archway, and it looks like you'll see in the next couple shots that they actually have some new steel going up around that archway, which is nice. And then here's a look at that new permanent raptor encounter building. You can see there has been some progress compared to the last video, so that is very nice to see. And if you look very closely, you can see that the water in the lagoon is moving, so they have been doing some testing on the daily now, which is nice. I would assume that in the next couple days they will be running this ride during the day a lot more than in the past, because we are approaching the summertime, and this is when this attraction is supposed to open. So I would assume that they're going to start doing some daily testing, because every new attraction has to record a certain amount of time for testing before they open it up to the public, or even have people ride the attraction. I noticed that they had finished up a lot of those new planters. A while back I wasn't sure what these were going to be, but it looks like, yeah, they just redesigned a lot of the planters to hold some new trees and bushes, which will be great because the area desperately needs shade. This one area, the back lot, is just definitely a concrete jungle, so the more trees and shrubbery they can install, the better, because we definitely need it down in the lower lot. And then here's a look at the archway. You can see very closely that there are some construction crews working on it, and if you look even closer, you can kind of make out some of the new pieces of steel that have been installed on the archway. And then as far as the sign that's supposed to be going up right here, still no visible difference compared to the last couple of videos on this. So I would assume that they're going to hold off on this until we get closer to an opening date. Here's another angle of that archway. And again, you can see through the scrim on the current progress. Moving on to the Nintendo project, here's a closer look at that foundation work. There's tons of rebar around site. There's even rebar just around another perimeter edge behind the Panda Express. It's hard to see. You can kind of briefly see it on the studio tour, but they are installing tons of rebar, tons of footers, and building up more foundation for whatever show buildings, plural, just because I'm assuming there's going to be multiple attractions in this expansion. But yeah, it's going to be fun to see this over time and see what they actually do. And then as far as the tram is concerned, here's the backside of the Jurassic World show building, the first one you're going to be encountering. Again, I've tried to capture this before on film to see if I can catch anything different, but really nothing too different from the last time I taken a look at it. And then just here's a couple shots of that Nintendo area. You can see that the project is very big, especially when you go behind the Panda Express and some of the cafes. It's a lot bigger than what I first thought it was going to be. So it's going to be fun to see what kind of attractions they put in this new space. Overall, though, that's really all the major work that's happening at the park. So I'll definitely be back next week for yet another Universal Studios video. Alright, well that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button because I have brand new videos every single week. Hope you guys have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.